All right, so I absolutely have to bring up bring up this week's Hot Ones guest because actually I saw who it was and I immediately knew I'm like, okay, I need to talk about this for a little bit. But first things first, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Um, let's see, my low. Let's see, what was my low? Uh, Honestly, my low is the fact I did better with getting out of bed this morning and not sleeping in a little bit, but I still didn't really do so well. Um, my high was the fact that I actually tried something different for once for dinner, and it's honestly something that I kind of avoided in college. Well, I'll explain why in a minute. But basically, I had last night I actually had a ramen. I actually tried. Well, it was the cup of noodles stuff. There's a reason I didn't really have it in college, but I'll explain that in a minute. And my act of kindness was what was my act of kindness? Shoot, I know I did. Oh right, I remember what I did yesterday. Believe it or not, I actually took my grandfather to get a haircut. Yeah, took. I mean, no, I mean, yeah, I'd taken my grandmother to the hair salon in the past, but yes, I actually took my grandfather to get his haircut, and that's really nice. And honestly, that's another part of my high too. I actually got to see and talk to my grandfather for a little bit. It was nice. I mean, not for nothing, but he's old. He doesn't really get out and do stuff that often. You know what? That happens. But it really is a treat and delight to see and talk to him. It was great. Got to have a nice conversation with him and everything. Um, yeah, that's that's about it. So with that said, good morning and happy Hump Day, everybody. You know what? That's what I'll do. At the beginning, I'll do a Happy Hump Day, and then at the end, do a Wonderful Wednesday. Keep the alliteration up. I wonder. I'm probably going to completely fail at it at some point. I don't know. But regardless, okay. So actually, let me talk about the ramen first before we get into the hot ones, guys. So, if those of you don't know, ramen is essentially a kind of soup that was founded out in Asia. I forget where. Oh, Japan, I think. And basically, it's a typical broth and noodles and vegetables and some meat sometimes, stuff like that. And over time, it's gotten so incredibly commercialized that with something like cup of noodles, like I described before, you just get yourself some boiling water, pour it in the cup, wait 3 minutes, and boom, you can eat it. It's convenient. It's streamlined and convenient. And give credit where credit's due. It's pretty good. I like it. Let's be honest. I'm open to trying anything and everything. So at some point, yeah, I was going to try ramen eventually. But back when I was at Gettysburg College, especially when I was a freshman, this almost turned me away from ramen forever. Okay, so obviously when I was a freshman in college, I lived in a dormitory. There's no oven, no, the closest thing you had to be able to cook anything was a microwave. And with cup of noodles, you're not supposed to put in the microwave. So obviously, but in the dormitory, they have bathrooms. You just basically, go to the bathroom, get yourself some water of some kind, boil it, put that in the cup of noodles, and there you go. Here's one problem with that, though. A bunch of students thought, well, the water that comes out of the sink, if you put it to the hottest setting, it's pretty hot. Far away from boiling, but still pretty hot. I think you see where this is going. Basically, they would take their cup of noodles, bring it to the bathroom, which already bringing food in the bathroom is already kind of gross. They would take the cup of noodles, bring it to the bathroom sink, and turn on the hot water, wait for it to get hot, and fill that hot water with, fill that cup of noodles with the hot water up until it gets to the line that it indicates in a little cup, and then they were on their way. Where do we even begin with what's wrong with this? For starters, the hot water you get out of a tap or a sink is nowhere near hot enough to be able to boil anything. I mean, your best case scenario, you get hot water and it makes the process of being able to boil it eventually easier to do. Because it's already warm, all you gotta do is warm it even further. But some students were so incredibly clumsy that like some of the vegetables and noodles that are already in the cup of noodles, they just leave them in the bathroom sink. Again, it was gross. And I'm like, I am never having ramen ever. But, I like to say I'm open to trying stuff and doing things. And, I'm glad I had ramen. And I'm definitely going to have some again in the future. I mean, it helps if you actually read the instructions and know what you're doing when it comes to cooking it, of course. But seriously, folks, or students, if you're in college right now and you're watching this, just get yourself like some sort of microwave safe cup or glass, fill that with water, put that in the microwave, and try and boil that. Boil your noodles in that, please. Don't go to the bathroom and fill it up with water. That's gross. Especially, again, when the vegetables and seasonings and stuff like fall in the bathroom. So you're like, dude, why are you doing this? It's gross. I mean, don't get me wrong, college is a time to explore and try new things, but the way I'm describing it should already tell you it's a bad idea. So, there you go. That's the one and only tip for making cup of noodles ramen, I guess. I don't know. But, now that's taken care of, let's talk about this week's Hot Ones guest, shall we? Okay, I get that, in the rap community, you have some crazy, rap names out there that otherwise would make no sense to even be called that. Like E40, Offset, DaBaby, Lil Yanni. Like, these are names that make absolutely no sense at all. Even names like Snoop Dogg and Eminem, while they're significantly better in how to be named a great rapper, they still barely make any sense. I mean, well, they do make sense. I mean, Snoop Dogg, be a dog, be a tough guy, be a gangster. Snoop Dogg's like that. Okay. Eminem, I mean, let's be honest. Deep down deep down that Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem, was only trying to appeal to children by naming himself Eminem. Because kids love M&Ms. I must admit, I love M&Ms myself. I actually have my favorite M&Ms to have is obviously like the original M&Ms. M&Ms with almonds, those are really good. And actually, you know what? I gotta say, M&Ms with pretzels, not bad. I like them. I like them a lot. But for the most part, like, some rappers' names make absolutely no sense. And that goes with this week's Hot Ones guest. Because this week's Hot Ones guest is Megan the Stallion. Megan, the word Megan, the Thee Stallion. First of all, why are you use the for describing, I don't even know where to begin with this, holy cow. And then like, okay, for those of you who don't know, a stallion is referred to as a male horse with a very large part on their body. A male horse. So basically, you're calling yourself Megan the Dude. Okay. You know what? I'm going to look her up. Because if you couldn't tell, this is a Hot Ones guest who I have no idea who this is. Okay, let's see. Megan the Stallion. Okay, American rapper, as I suspected. Okay. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Let me look her up. Always go to... Okay. American rapper, originally from Houston, Texas. Freestyling became popular on social media platforms such as Instagram. Okay. Signed to 300 Entertainment. Mixtapes Fever. Sugar. Good News. All which beat the top 10 Billboard top 10 of the Billboard 200. Impressive. Okay, so she had something featuring Beyonce, which, let's be honest, Beyonce is like one of those like names of approval where like, okay, you're for real. Give credit where credit's due. Okay, accolades, 6 BET Awards, 5 BET Hip Hop Awards, 2 MTV Music Video Awards, Billboard Women in Music Award, 3 Grammys, second female rapper to win Best New Artist, and Time Magazine named her one of the top 100 most influential in the world on their annual list. Okay, so there actually is some very much credibility here. Very nice. And it was probably coming across as if like, I don't think she, I mean, I'm sure she's probably fine. I'll be honest, rap music is one of those things I like. I just never really get around to listening to. So I have no idea what Megan Thee Stallion sounds like. I'm sure she's probably fine. I just find her rap name to be kind of silly is all. I mean, it was probably coming across as harsh earlier, but honestly, it's really fine. It's just, I mean, again. Oh, here we go. She adopted the stage name Megan Thee Stallion because she was called a stallion in adolescence due to her height of 5'10" and thick body frame. Voluptuous and statuesque women in the South are colloquially called stallions. I did not know that. Okay. You're probably wondering, why did I complain about the whole stallion thing? Well, funny enough, I actually once asked, because, listen, if you're a kid, you're going to go to your parents for a question. And something like, gosh, it was a pretty long time ago. I once asked my father what a stallion was. And my father was incredibly blunt about this, but he's my father, so of course he'd be. He just straight up went and said, son, a stallion is a horse with a big pecker. That's what he said. That's why I reacted the way I did. I had no idea statuesque women in the South are called stallions. Which, I got no problem with that. Nothing wrong with being statuesque of any kind. I mean, I'm 6'4". You know, that's pretty statuesque in its own right, right? So, yeah. So let's just pretend that now that what happened earlier didn't happen. Well, it's actually recorded. I'm going to put it on the internet anyway. So, yes, it did already happen. Okay. This is awkward. Like, favorite, share, subscribe button. Follow me on social media, on YouTube. I'm very homie. This video for all of you guys who watch the show for the wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And remember, because we're talking show, we'll be here to lend yours right back. Take care and make good choices. And one good choice, don't just simply pour kitchen sink water in your cup ramen. Okay? Looking at you, college students. Take care.